DC Comics' latest ongoing series for the Flash property isn't content with having just one protagonist or set of supporting cast characters. In fact, in the last couple issues, series hero Wally West ended up being trapped within the mysterious garden. And now it's up for the rest of our Flash family, including the speedsters of Barry Allen, to try and find a way to unite the rest of the Flash family. My name is Ariko Braddock, and today, let's go ahead and explore the pages of The Flash's issue 8. Before we get deeper into the video, want to encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel. Where is Wally West? The Stillness's prayers have been answered, and with the help of someone very familiar to Wally West, the next stage of their plan is enacted. Meanwhile, where is Wally, and what has the Resident done with him? Per usual here, The Flash issue 8 is still written by Spurrier, but this time we have artwork from not only Ramon Perez, but also Vasco Georgiev as well. The colors in the issue are coming in from both Sofie Dodgson and Matt Herms. We have letters from Hassan Otsmane-Elhaou, and a really dynamic cover on The Flash issue 8, illustrated by guest artist Ramon Perez. Really love how some of the symbolism over from the Flash lightning bolt is teasing the appearance of Barry throughout the issue here. Want to extend a quick thank you over to Adventures in Poor Taste and talk about some of the first interior pages from Ramon Perez. So over in the Flash issue 8, this comic book is so dynamic in the way that it's able to switch the protagonists. I really like how the issue opens with Barry trying to respond to just a regular Flash threat, while the character of Iris West is speaking on a podcast over in the background. I think this framing sequence is really epic and just gives a really interesting flow to some of the first couple pages from the interiors. Throughout the Flash issue 8, author Spurrier did a tremendous job returning to the plot thread with Iris West on the talk show. The way that some of the other hosts refer to Iris as the sort of cornbelt Lois Lane is a really interesting bit of characterization that Spurrier is able to implement within the narrative. Also, this beautiful page from Ramon Perez teases the fact that the character of Jules, Circuit Breaker, makes an appearance in this issue too. Really utilizing Spurrier's wide cast of supporting characters for The Flash is so interesting, but I think Circuit Breaker is a really unconventional addition to the cast that makes this issue of The Flash feel so just honest and real here. I was also really struck at some of the characterization with Inspector Pilgrim and the character of Jai West towards the second half of the issue. Ramon Perez was able to just illustrate a naturalistic setting for these characters that worked incredibly well. The character of Pied Piper also had so many interesting exchanges and just brought in so much naturalistic dialogue as well from Spurrier. I think the relationship between Jai West and the character of Inspector Pilgrim is one of the most interesting among the really vast, complicated Flash supporting cast of characters and character dynamics. For me, The Flash issue 8 really kept me guessing towards the second half of the chapter. The way that Spurrier was able to bring in even more elements of the Flash supporting family with characters like Jesse Quick as well as Avery Ho is so much fun here. I really think Spurrier is doing a wonderful job building on what Jeremy Adams was able to implement in his Flash run by bringing that back so many different speedsters towards the DC universe once again here. I'm also really struck with some of the continuity that Spurrier has been working with in the background. We get all these teases towards the mysterious Crown of Thorns and all of these disparate Flash rogues working together towards the Flash issue 8. I am really hoping that Spurrier will just continue to tease out this plot thread and just utilize so many interesting visual elements to keep readers guessing. Also, I want to make sure we comment on some of the artwork coming in from Vasco Georgiev on the second half of the Flash 8. We had some really beautiful and more straight interior sequences than we have with Ramon Perez towards the first half of this book. But I think some of the curvy artwork from Vasco Georgiev is just a really nice complementary set of artwork towards what Ramon Perez implemented in the issue as well. I think The Flash issue 8 is probably one of the best looking issues to date here, and some of the really interesting editorial switches on the artists really helps make this issue as a whole here feel incredibly compelling. So at the end of the day here, I am really struck with the Flash issue 8. I feel like this comic book is just balancing an impossible amount of plot threads. One aspect that we didn't quite get to over the course of our review was the fact that Amanda Waller is actually coming in towards the narrative and is seemingly bringing the Flash a little bit closer towards absolute power and the rest of the DC universe. Elsewhere, though, I am really struck at what both artists Ramon Perez and Vasco Georgiev were able to implement towards the Flash issue 8. I think the visuals in this issue are just absolutely beautiful. Also, Spurrier is really ambitious. He's working with a huge cast of characters and coordinating a really large team of villains at this point. I want to know from you, what are your thoughts on this really interesting issue of The Flash? Do you appreciate the way that Spurrier is laying out all these plot threads, just like a Joshua Williamson comic book over at DC? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you one last time for coming to check out our video review over on The Flash issue 8, and we'll be back to see wherever this series is headed next. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.